Welcome to Oh My God, Becky, look at her butt. It's so big. The podcast. Welcome to the Morning Ramble. I'm Matt.
I'm Eric.
I like how I did that
Yeah.
when you were taking a drink.
Yeah.
That was cool of me,
It was
right?
good. It was good.
Sadness.
Wait. This is rough.
Let's restart. Welcome to the Morning Ramble. I'm Matt,
I'm Eric.
and I believe we're going to start with Candidate Watch.
Candidate Watch. Well, we're going to start with it, and this is all political. We're talking all politics.
Yeah, so if you hate politics or you
Get
just
out.
want to tune into something that's less depressing, leave.
Leave now. No, come back, please. All right, so Candidate Watch. We had two candidates. We were gone last week because of Easter. I hope everyone had a good Easter.
It was good.
Yeah, stuff like that. So I think it was last week we had Democratic Massachusetts Representative Seth Moulton enters the 2020 presidential race. Moulton is the latest Democratic candidate to enter the race, and he announced his campaign focusing on national security. So that guy
does not have a chance in hell.
I really don't understand why some of these guys that no one knows about except for their home state probably are even announcing.
I mean, if he's trying to go on national security, he doesn't have a chance.
That's not what we're talking about right now. But more importantly, this last Thursday, we had finally the man, the myth, Joe Biden has announced his run officially.
He's here.
He's here.
And he's touching you.
He's touching you. He announced this is his new logo and his phrase, Biden 2020, I'm behind you, America.
Oh, that is a good one. I feel like my meme is just not as good.
Wait. So what's that?
Here's mine.
All right. So sniffing random people and being told that's just the way of being friendly. Dogs and Joe Biden. That's probably going to be his running mate.
You know what would be hilarious and would put everything on its head? If Joe Biden did get the did clinch the nomination.
Yeah.
And he just went to the DNC and he's just like, all right, my running mate is Barack Obama.
That's not against the...
No, it's not against the law.
No, it's not. It's just no president would even bother with doing that. But
I mean, can you imagine what Obama would look like after 88 years of that?
Oh, he wouldn't be doing anything. He would just let Biden do everything. Oh man. Well, actually, no. Is it not? Because then what happens if something happens to Biden? Because then he would have a third term pretty much.
I mean, that hasn't happened since the 40s, but
yeah.
I mean, there's obviously a precedent for it.
It's very fascinating. No, if Biden gets it, he's a white old man, so he's going to pick Harris or Booker.
Yeah, I guess I can see that.
Yeah. That's the way it works. But yeah, moving on.
I mean, I really can't wait to see some Obama speeches endorsing Biden.
Yeah. Oh, he'll be traveling with him to endorse him. That's a fact.
Yeah. I just can't wait.
Yeah.
My fellow Americans, Mr. Biden will touch your hearts.
You think he'll put those subtle little jokes?
He will sniff the liberty from your soul.
He will caress the judgment that is passed upon.
You can take all of those.
Yeah, take them all.
Mr. Former President Obama.
Yeah.
Take them.
Take them.
Please.
Use them. Yeah.
All right.
We had some more stuff. Obviously, if anyone is following all the candidates, usually as they announce, CNN does these town halls. Bernie did one a couple weeks ago. I think Ted Cruz even did one a couple weeks ago just for the heck of it. But the candidates now are starting to do town halls. Andrew Yang did one 2 weeks ago.
Right.
We'll come back to him. But this week I know we had two. There might have been another one that I'm unaware of. But Kamala Harris and Elizabeth Warren did their town hall, and they kind of brought up some policies that they would be backing if they were president, and some opinions that they have. The first one I want to talk about is Harris. So she laid out an executive action plan to curb gun violence if Congress fails to do so. So one of her things, it really wasn't like a policy. It was more so her main focus is going to be gun violence in the first year of her presidency. And she said she's going to give Congress 100 days to pass common sense gun reform. I'm so sick of hearing it. If they don't, she's going to have an executive order to require universal background checks, and a couple other things she listed. I don't know if I have them here. Gun reform. She wants to re-implement the assault weapons ban that we had back in... We used to have one. I don't know if you knew that or not.
I was unaware.
Yeah, we used to have one, I think, up until the 90s, and then I think under Bush it got eliminated.
Which Bush?
W.
Okay.
I believe. Don't quote me on that. But anyway, so that's one thing that she kind of implemented. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a big push point, so I think that will probably get her some support on her side of the vote. But just as of right now, I mean, I'm not a Democrat, but just looking at the landscape, it seems like everyone's kind of has their own little, like, who they're for, and I'm just curious to see which way things are going to move. Who's going to drop out first out of the main players, like the senators. So, yeah, that was Harris's one. That was the main point from her. I didn't watch all the town halls because I can't.
There are not enough hours in the day to keep up with every single one of these candidates.
Yeah, yep. So the main one, though, that I wanted to talk about was Warren. So Warren unveiled a plan to cancel student loan debt. Did you hear about this?
Yes, I did.
It was very big.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to read this because it's just a small little quote from the article. So Warren's plan would cancel up to $50,000 in debt for 42 million Americans, 95% of those carrying student loan debt, and allow every American to attend 2 or 4-year public colleges tuition free. She added that the entire cost of the plans would be covered by her proposed 2% annual tax on the families with $50 million or more annual salary, which she calls the ultra millionaire tax. So I think in the plan, there's an estimated, I think it's 75,000 families in America. I don't think it's 750,000. I know it's 75 is in there, but an extra 2% on top of the current rate, which I think is like 39% in that bracket, would cover this plan she has. So
I feel like it could go farther. I know everybody is against taxes.
Yeah. No one likes taxes.
But
it'd be weird if you did.
It's kind of one of those things where I'd like a little more oversight, because we recently in local news have had a huge thing where our infrastructure thing, which is PennDOT, has basically just been funneling money to different things. It is screwed up. I'd like a little more
oversight
there.
I'm totally with you on the oversight.
Because if we had that kind of oversight and billions, literally billions of dollars were not just out there, God knows where, it could be used for things like this. I'm not against this in itself, but I am against targeting a group of people. Now, I know that there are a lot of people who think that millionaires, billionaires, they're just unethical to begin with. I don't know where I stand on that. I'm still soul searching. But anything that kind of just targets a group of people, I'm not a big fan of. And I feel like it could be done in many different ways. And this is the same conversation people get in with universal health care and stuff like that. It's like, if you want these kind of things, shouldn't everybody come together as a whole and help pay for them?
Yeah.
Like,
community.
If it was, bringing the taxes up a little bit for everybody to pay for stuff like this, I feel like because it said, 50-something million people?
For that 2%?
Yeah.
It would be
50-something million people, the people who are in debt.
Oh, yeah, 50 million or more, yeah.
Yeah, there are a little over 300 million people in America.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Wait, the $50 million is a 2% annual tax on the families with $50 million or more annually.
All right, what was
That's the amount. The families that would be taxed would be over 75,000 families that make that.
No, I meant the people who are in debt.
Oh, 42 million Americans.
Okay, so 42 million, round up to 50.
Yeah.
There's a little over 300 million people in America. Literally a sixth of them have massive student loan debt.
Yeah.
That seems screwy to me. Especially considering that a lot of these people are not working in their field.
Yeah. No, it is crazy. I do think, though, that there's something more broken with our system than I would. It's hard because the lasting effects of this to me is what I am concerned with. Like, how long can this stand with a growing population? And then if something's free, obviously, more people will partake in it.
Eric, where are you getting a growing population?
Well, not growing population, but you know what I mean? Like, so people don't go to school because it costs a lot of money. Like, some people don't. But if something becomes free, don't you think more people might go back if they never went?
Yeah.
Or they might go?
That sounds like a good thing, Eric.
That cost would go up. The taxes would need to increase, though, is what I'm saying.
Well, I'm saying
something that is withstanding, and then something that is implemented in a long-term period, then it just becomes almost like, all right, then we're just going. You know what I mean? And it's not going to stay 2% on those thousands of families. I'm just saying it's going to have to expand.
Yeah, and that's what
money.
That's why I don't think that particular plan is a good idea.
Yeah,
I'm in for a certain thing. Now, am I saying that all colleges should be free? No. But community colleges and stuff for a 4-year degree, I can see that. But, going for a master's or a doctorate, now there should be, and this is something that does scare me and probably should scare you, whoever you are, listener.
Yeah.
The amount of doctors in this country is drastically going down. The amount of people going to medical school is going way the hell down. That is scary. Hospitals are understaffed. People are living longer, so we have, I hate to say it because it sounds awful, but we have more people just generally in hospitals and less people to take care of them.
I mean, I don't know about the understaffed, though, is based off of education, though, when it comes to nurses, because there's nursing programs are, from what I can tell, flourishing, and I think it's more so funds that are lacking for hospitals to pay for more staff, or just the unwillingness to hire enough. I'm not a nurse.
I mean, most of these places are constantly in a hiring cycle and can't get just can't get the things. Like, I know I've looked on Geisinger's website and stuff like that, and that's not just in this area. It's in a lot of areas, and I was looking it up one night because it's freaky to me. And apparently dental is also, people just aren't going to school to be dentists. And that's because the school is long and it's expensive. Now, what you're saying is with nurses and stuff, nursing programs, that will generally get you your CNA.
Yeah.
Which CNA people, they generally have to do the shitty work and they don't get paid as much. But in order to get an RN or an LPN, which is the middle step between those, you've got to take more schooling, shell out more money, and then there's nurse practitioners and everything. So, I mean, there's a lot of steps there. We should probably figure that out. And I'm not the guy to figure it out, people.
Yeah. We're not here.
We're not.
We're solving everything right now, so sit at.
Yeah, this is the Morning Ramble, where we ramble on stuff. If you disagree with anything, please put it in the comments down below. We're not infallible. We are very far from infallible.
I don't know. I'm kind of infallible. But
all right,
and I'm okay to say that because I don't even know what that word means.
All right, what do we got next? Is this me? Is this my turn?
No, one more real quick on Elizabeth Ward. I don't want to go into this that much, but one thing, though, that she also pointed out was a little bit of controversy on the Democratic Party. Anderson Cooper asked her about the Mueller report, which I know we haven't talked about on here, but I'm pretty sure everyone who's watching knows enough about it, so we don't need to go into any detail. So the Mueller report came out. Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, said that she does not want to seek any type of impeachment procedures because she doesn't want to take focus off of the Democrats' core running issues coming up to 2020. They want to focus on taking back the White House and she doesn't want to divert attention to focusing energy on impeaching Trump the last year and a half.
I agree with that.
Okay. Elizabeth Warren disagrees with you. She says that the Constitution is not what was her term? Politically convenient, I think. She believes that from what's she pointed out 4 things. I'm not going to bring them up, but she pointed out 4 things of why Trump is impeachable. The main one being what was the one? He wasn't lying to the FBI, but it's possible there wasn't concluding evidence that he oh my gosh, I can't forget that. I can't remember that term now. That's going to bother me. But anyway, she believes that they should seek for impeachment on Trump.
I mean, he's got a year and a half left.
Yeah. I think she's full of it. I don't think there's anything to impeach him on.
If there were evidence that he's committed a crime and stuff like that, whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm at the point where it's like, we've survived this long. Unless he's got his finger on the nuke button waiting for the moment, we'll probably survive.
Yeah.
So I don't
obstruction of
care.
Justice. There, I had to find it was going to kill me. So, the one thing was that he might have had obstruction of justice, which means like just kind of diverting or stuff.
I mean,
like that.
he apparently did try to do that, but you're not gonna.
The one
you're not gonna get
the one reason why Mueller didn't. The one reason why Mueller didn't do anything though is because he doesn't believe it was done with the malicious intent. That was one of his points. And then he also said it's not up to me to seek prosecution. He gave it to he wrote down what he concluded, and then he gave it to Congress. So that's why Warren is calling on Pelosi to start impeachment proceedings. Yeah, I just don't think that would go anywhere.
Same.
Just looking at it from a bipartisan viewpoint, I kind of agree with Pelosi. Ugh. That was gross.
I mean, I don't like it much more than you do.
Yeah.
To be perfectly honest, I'm not.
I just think that it's smart of her. That was gross too. For Democrats to not continue this charade, and I'm calling it a charade because it's like they need to get their act together and have a united front and go after Trump at the polls. Because
literally all I care about is them getting it together. Mm-hmm. Figuring out what the Democratic Party stands for anymore, because it seems like nobody has any idea.
Well, that was the problem with the Republicans, is that we were so ripped apart from Trump running against all the senators and all them that we like, that we had a hard time getting behind Trump. But in the end,
it didn't even matter.
At the end, with the votes, a lot of Republicans voted for him. So, but if we had, but there also though, if we saw Gary Johnson had almost 5 million votes, and I bet you the majority of those were Republicans. Mm-hmm. So if we would have had all those,
I don't know, man. The dude was real weedy. He likes weed.
Yeah, you're right.
There's a lot of Democrats who like weed.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about Andrew Yang, and then I got one more thing for you.
Okay, so this is just a funny little thing.
Yeah.
Andrew Yang identifies as ex-goth, challenges Beto O'Rourke to skate off.
Of course he does.
His canon of alternative music: The Cure, The Smiths, Joy Division, REM, and Depeche Mode. So Beto mentioned that he would be honored to have the Mars Volta play his potential inauguration, and he was talking about Metallica.
Yeah.
Not to be outdone, Buttigieg posted videos of himself covering Spoon on piano, and spoke about his love for Fish, Radiohead, and the Dave Matthews Band. This is in the New York Times, so that's a thing.
Yeah.
But then Yang pops in, and he's like, I distinctly remember coming into school in 8th grade, and a friend, Dan Miller, was full goth, wearing all black. I remember seeing this and saying, wow, that's quite a transformation over the summer. So Dan had a real impact on my musical taste. We ended up going to many of these concerts together. So I dare say, if I win in 2020, I would be the first ex-goth president. And just look at him.
That's not really goth.
He looks more grungy, doesn't he?
It's just, It's not goth. At least not the goth that I'm aware of.
Yeah, this one's a little more.
What, because he has bangs? I don't...
He's just got the greasy bangs. Doesn't look like he's showered in like 16 years. But, so he says, I will say one thing I'd be interested in doing. Some sort of skate off with Beto. Because I also skated. If Beto is open to it, I'm open to it. Your move, Mr. O'Rourke. So we currently have...
It's going to be how the debate...
two candidates who might do a skate off. And I want this to happen. Because it's already so ridiculous that why not? Why not?
This literally is just turning into another Republican run. Like when all the Republicans were running all the crazy things that were said. We're going down that same road, starting with the skate off between Yang and O'Rourke.
This is fun.
You're not terrified?
Dude, I passed far from terrified years ago. I'm done now.
Yeah, no, I do. I do like. I don't mind Yang. So, but I just don't. If I was a Democrat, I'd be going crazy talking about Andrew Yang, but I'm not. I'm not.
Me neither.
Yeah. All right. So real quick, I just wanted to go. I forgot I had this. If you made it this far, so there was one of the pages I follow. They created a guide to alternative names for world religions, and I thought we'd go over that.
Okay.
Real quick. Now this
All right.
actually came from kind of horrible thing, which was that tragedy that happened in Sri Lanka, the bombings at the churches and stuff. And a lot of politicians came out saying the term Easter worshipers. Now a lot of Christian. I don't. Did you see this or no?
No. What?
Wow. Okay. Well then So the bombings happened. Over 300 people I think died. Most of them were Christians. And now Sri Lanka is a high Buddhism is the main religion there.
Okay.
And a lot of them were. I think there was a hotel and then 2 or 3 churches I think were hit on Easter Sunday morning. And horrible. And a lot of politicians came out like Hillary Clinton and Obama, and they used the term Easter worshipers. You know, we're sorry, our thoughts and prayers are with Easter worshipers this Sunday morning. And when I first saw it, I'm like, I have never seen that term.
Yeah, I've never heard that
in
before.
my life. And
what up with that?
A lot of people were, from a Christian standpoint, a lot of people were, they were insulted and offended and all that because they're not saying the term Christian. From the viewpoint of a Christian, it does bother me a little bit that it's like what our politicians can't say Christ, like from the biblical standpoint, it's a little troubling, and it says something that they can't just say Christians and tourists. They had to say Easter worshipers because Easter is not a Christian term. You know, no one worships the bunny. There's not a bunny with baskets on an altar, and it's not happening. But anyway.
I mean, speak for yourself, buddy.
Yeah. That's what I do. But yeah. So
tell that to the 6 bunnies I sacrificed on Sunday.
I ate 3 bags of Cadbury eggs for Jesus.
Okay. Anyway, so what's going on?
So the Babylon Bee, a page that I follow, they created this guide for alternative names after this. So I'm going to say the traditional name and then the updated one. So here we go. First one, Christian, Easter worshiper.
Okay.
Hindu, cow avoider.
That's probably true.
Muslim, hummus enjoyer. I didn't really know the connection between hummus and Muslims, so I didn't really get that one. But that was probably their safe bet, so no one got hurt.
I'm sure somebody probably got outraged by it.
Buddhist, Nirvana fan.
Love it.
Wiccan, Hot Topic shopper.
Okay.
Jew, tiny hat wearer.
I mean, it's true.
Mormon, polite bike rider.
I don't think I've ever seen a Mormon on a bike.
It's a joke, because most Mormons do ride bikes.
Oh, good for them.
Yeah. Atheist, teenager. Jehovah's Witness, like Mormons but on foot. Satanist, dungeon master.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah. Crossfitter, fanatical fitness evangelizer.
All right, whatever.
Yeah. And last one, Scientologist, removed by our lawyers.
Yeah, I mean, they like suing people.
Yep. So that's your guide. I'll post that in case you want to use that the next time you talk to your Nirvana friend. That was Buddhist.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Hot Topic shopper.
Hot Topic shopper. Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's all we have.
Yep.
So enjoy your week. Have fun. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
And don't do anything he would do.
Don't do anything. Sadness.